started yet. I'm having an issue with drop frames. I'll start soon. Don't worry. How far I plan ahead, it's like never. Jesus Christ. Alright, hopefully. And it's still dropping frames. It's like, it's having like hard drops. I'm about to unplug my PS4. Give me a sec, because I feel like it's that. Like, I'm looking at the stream and it's just dropped. Oh, look at that. As soon as I unplug my PS4. Yeah, no, screw this, bro. That makes me so mad. No. Oh, wow. Nope. I spoke too soon. I spoke way too soon. I am so sorry, guys. This is... Like, I can't do anything about it. My internet sucks. No. Why were you assuming? It's doing that because of the camera. It's not... Like, no matter what, the C9, like, 22 just does that to, like, white shirts. And I don't know why. Like, no matter what I try to do, it just does that to white shirts. Especially when you get closer. Like, when you get further away, it becomes less white. But it's like... It gets really white when you get close to the camera, and it's annoying. Like, it's trying. Hold up, guys. I feel dead. Like, it's really, it's wild, man. I'm trying to get this to, like, it keeps dropping to 0. Like, that's my issue here. It just drops to 0. Like, why is it dropping all the way to 0? It's not even like the bit rate. It's dropping all the way to 0. Like, I've never seen this. Like, I'm not uploading anything on my computer. I really do not want to end this, bro. I had everything, like, working. Everything was working. Like, can y'all at least hear me fine? Like, can y'all hear me fine? Because if y'all can hear me fine, I'll just go at it. It's saying 3 in 93. Like, what is this? It'll go green for a minute and then it'll go back. It'll go all the way down to red. This ain't about my computer. My computer can handle it. It's about my doggone internet being African. Like, Jesus Christ. I just these doggone African speeds. Ugh. This is making me so mad. Like, this is making me so mad. Like, bro, come on. It was like green. It was green and then it went. Like, it keeps going up to green. And I don't know what it is. It's just. Like, so if my voice isn't lagging, we'll just begin. I'm sorry. I couldn't get it to work. I'll just use the still image. I'll do that. I'll put a still image up, I guess. It makes me mad that I have to do that, but because my internet obviously cannot handle whatever, we'll put a still image up, alright? So I'll title it, let's see, garbage internet. Garbage internet. And then we'll put the thumbnail on there. Because if only the camera's lagging, I'll be fine. Alright, so let's see. Let's go to Shadic zone. Y'all can look at that. Y'all can look at that pretty thumbnail, dude. Alright. Tune. Still image. No. Don't use custom buffer size. Apply. Okay. So I am back. Just still looking at it. It's still red. Like, I don't understand. I really just do not understand what the problem is. But today's topics, alright? Alright, we got today's topics. Today I wanted to talk about the Overwatch short. Can't talk about that because I wanted to watch it on stream. Can't talk about the Life is Strange 2 trailers because I specifically waited so I could watch it on stream with you guys. But let's talk about the Philip Mewson IGN crap, where we can talk about his terrible apology, his continued cases of plagiarism. We can talk about how Marcus Sellers is the biggest hack of the Super Smash Brothers community and is the worst leaker on the planet. And we can also talk about the possibility of a new Nintendo Switch. You know, not because he said there was going to be one, just to talk about the new Nintendo Switch. Then we'll talk about Hat in Time updates, it coming to the Nintendo Switch, and the possibility of a physical version. And then we'll also talk about, what is it called? The Final Smash meter debate, because that was the big thing for this stream, which I don't need visuals to do, but still, it's something nice to do anyways. Then we can also talk about how the Smash community, because that is something that I really want to speak on. Let's see. And then we'll talk about the Madden tournament shooting and games I've been playing and stuff after that. What's good, guys? There's some stuff I'm going to be talking about more than, I'm going to expand on the shooting and stuff that's happened afterwards and stuff, on Twitter, if you're part of the Twitter Sanic community. But, what's good, Pixel? Welcome to the stream. But the first thing I really do want to talk about when it comes to, just everything today, like I said, I'm going to have to move the Overwatch short and Life is Strange trailers to another stream. But we'll talk about Philip Mewson, because I didn't get to talk about him the last week. Philip Mewson is actually the one of the embodiments of human feces that we have on planet Earth. Philip decided to plagiarize another YouTuber and then say that it was accidental. You do not accidentally plagiarize someone, unless the only time you accidentally plagiarize someone is if you take a quote and you forget to do it in an essay. This was word for word stripped from the video. This wasn't like, oh, he took a line from the review or something. No, he stripped this dude's video word for word, tried to play it off as his own words, and then say, oh, I'm sorry, I accidentally plagiarized a smaller YouTuber who has less of a voice than I do. I plagiarized his review. Like, it's actually ridiculous, bro. It disgusts me so much. And no, all I gotta say is his apology was so horse crap. He, in the words of, I think, the head editor or whatever at IGN, what he said on Twitter, Philip Mewson's apology was received worse than Kevin Spacey. That's how bad his apology is. And I don't hope Philip gets a job in journalism again, because he is one of the problems with gaming journalism. And it's the fact that he thinks he can sit here and you know what I don't understand? There's not more people talking about this, bro. There weren't. Like, what is it called? All the bigger upper echelon people, I guess, in the discussion community who are friends with him. They don't want to say anything because they're friends with him, but you know, they're not willing to call him out on his crap, bro. They're not willing to call him out on his crap after the terrible review he gave. Some of them maybe, but not all of them, and it's disgusting. All right, so he didn't even really apologize, bro. This is what he said. He says, Boomstick Gaming, I hope your future is great. It's looking great. He didn't even apologize to Boomstick Gaming. He apologized to IGN and everybody else. But the one person he was supposed to apologize to, he didn't do it. And it's ridiculous. You do not plagiarize something by accident. You purposely steal it. You steal it and you take credit for it as your own. And it's honestly ridiculous that he sat here and said he accidentally plagiarized something. You don't do that. You just don't. And I think like I said again, he doesn't deserve another job in the gaming journalism world. You can get any other job, just anything that requires you to tell some type of truth. You do not deserve. You don't deserve to get another job where it requires you to report on something or to give your opinion, because obviously you can't formulate ones of your own, because he's been caught multiple times taking reviews and articles from other companies and other people and claiming them as his own. It's honestly ridiculous. He deserved to be fired for that. I'm glad IGN fired him. Now, one thing I don't like is people saying, oh, don't blame IGN for the actions of one person. You got to realize, Philip was a part of IGN. And he represented the company. No matter what, he was representing IGN, not just himself when he did that review. So you have to you have to look at the review as an IGN review. I do respect that they retracted it. They apologized to all parties affected, and they said they would uphold the standard. IGN were big boys in this situation, but people don't realize the reason why people are not going to feel the same is because Philip was a part of IGN at the time, and they hadn't done any. They hadn't, caught Philip's plagiarism from before, and then on top of not catching his plagiarism from before, He did a review and plagiarized the entire review. So, at that point, that was representing IGN because Philip worked for IGN. He doesn't now, which I'm glad he doesn't. But that's I guess that's the end of my take on that. I guess. Let's talk about Marcus Sellers. All right, the Marcus Sellers leaks are all fake. They're fake. There is no anyone defending Marcus Sellers trying to say that it's real is a hack. They're a hack. They don't know what they're talking about. Marcus Sellers has been on time and time again exposed in a sense for not giving, I guess. Let's look this up, bro. Let's look this up. All right, I'm not watching any videos, so this isn't going to be too bad. All right, let's look this up. All right, the reason I looked up Marcus Sellers Connor Eats Pants, and it's because he gets like he Connor Eats Pants exposed him in the past for making fake Smash Switch leaks, bro, and it's really ridiculous. Like, and then he gets called out by Pierre Schneider. And he's like, he tells him it's made up. Don't trust or repeat everything you hear. Like, that's how sad it is. Like, people don't realize that Marcus Sellers is the one of the biggest hacks just when it comes to gaming, leaks, all this other stuff. Like, it's ridiculous. All right, let's see. All right. There might be something to easily find this. Marcus Sellers. Ah, crap. Marcus Sellers. All right. Come on. Exactly. The difference between Philip Mewson and Marcus Sellers is I can trust Philip had a source. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, bro, it is honestly ridiculous that you have people believing him when he's been exposed time and time again. Like, people really think there's not going to be a 4K Switch this generation. I'm going to tell you, the Tegra X1 is a chip from 2015. And while it is amazing what software side Nintendo has been able to do to get every ounce of power from that Switch, you would need a completely new chipset for them to achieve 4K on the Nintendo Switch and have it be a reasonable price. You would have to have something that the amount of strength you would have would just be immense. Know that. Because there are laptops that can barely, that cost, hundreds of dollars. That can barely do that can barely do that. There aren't that many PCs that can really do 4K. Like, 4K on this generation of consoles is ridiculous that they're getting even close to it because of how hard it is to achieve even 4K 30 frames per second with decent settings. It's just SMH, like Alex Jones. No, not like Alex Jones. I hope I don't get taken down for Alex Jones even being mentioned on my stream, bro. I'm kind of scared now. All right, so I guess it's okay now. No, it's not. Nintendo's starting to shoot me unless you give me your credit card information. Don't let it end this way. That joke was so bad, bro. Like, man, that'd be some 2024 type tech, honestly, bro. Like, that's what that is. So I'll close that out. Let's see. Just don't trust everything you see on the internet, bro. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, Jesus Christ. Oh, I wanted to talk about the possibility of a new Switch. All right. So let's talk about the possibility of a new Nintendo Switch. Nah, it's you cool, Prince. You cool, Prince. you fine, bro. Don't worry about it. I ain't gonna get up. I ain't gonna get upset. But if we got a new Nintendo Switch, all right, something like the new 3DS or even the DSi, I don't think it would be a console trying to achieve, I guess, 4K, but something maybe trying to achieve 1080p, maybe in a little bit higher and trying to upscale. But I really just see realistically a console that's trying to achieve 1080p in handheld mode and give, the full 1080p, full fat experience on, television. That's something that's actually realistic. You can make a PC build around that strength right now for cheap. Now, the only issue is getting mobile chipsets and mobile GPUs and mobile CPUs for that. Or, and it'll be, while it be comparable to the PS4 and Xbox One in terms of what the upgrade would be, I would still be like, I don't know. I think that would probably come next year because most console refreshes come about 2 to 4 years after the initial console launch. Yeah, the Nintendo, the Switch NXU, the Switch NXU. No, it just has to be called the Nintendo Switch NX. Like I think that would be like the best way to name it, bro. The Nintendo Switch NX. That'd be the greatest naming scheme for that console, bro. Honestly, Trey, that's what I believe it should be. Like we get the new Nintendo Switch and like new Nintendo Switch NX at the beginning of the trailer. Like I would be hyped, bro. I would just start screaming for it. Like, oh man, I love my Switch, bro. And if we got something like that, I'd be even more hyped, bro. I don't know, man. If I can play some Ashen 1080p 60 while on the go, like that would be beautiful, bro. That would actually be genuinely beautiful. By the way, tell me if my audio or anything is cutting out, because y'all know my situation right now, bro. Bro, this is all red, man. Like, nothing I do helps. Nothing I do helps. Like, it just goes to 0, and I don't know why it's buffering like this. It's ridiculous. It's like someone's doing something else, like uploading, and like if someone's uploading something, I'm just be sad. I'm gonna just be sad. Like, I'm not even gonna be mad. I'm gonna just be sad. Where's Sonic? Hey, Twip. Hush. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about Sonic here. We don't talk about Sonic here. Even though we're going to be talking about something in the Sonic community in a few. We get ready. Stay for that, Twip. Stay for that, man. Because audio always on point, low key. Thank you, Trey. I appreciate it. I try. I'm thinking about investing in a dynamic cardioid microphone. Maybe a Rode one of the Rode broadcaster or podcaster mics, but that'll be later down the line, because I like the way dynamic microphones sound, condenser mics. While they help my voice cut through, like sometimes like the high end cuts through too hard. On a Yeti, it actually doesn't do too bad, but like it's when I introduce the pop filter, because it changes my voice completely. Like I take off my windscreen, and then it's like I put it back on, and I'm like, oh man, why does it sound that different? Why does it sound different? Like, I don't want y'all to hear Peter Piper picked the peck of pickle. Like, I don't want y'all hearing all that. But man, well, I haven't seen the Miles guys tweet, but we talking about Dylan, definitely. We talking about Dylan at least. So, send me in my Discord. Just start throwing the Miles guy stuff in there in my Discord, if that's the case. I don't even know if I follow Miles guy. Let me check. I do not. Okay. So let me see. Something in the community appears up from behind the chair. Sounds interesting. He said, "Hey, Twip." Y'all respect the Twip now. That's wild, bro. That's wild. I remember in the past, like, everyone would be ready to eviscerate Twip. now everybody's like, "Hey, Twip, how you doing?" But let's talk about Hat in Time, because a Hat in Time is a game I dearly care about. Because Hat in Time, it's one of my favorite platformers, period. Like, I like it more than every Mario game. Now, do I like it more than every Sonic game? I wouldn't say so, but I like it more than every Mario game I've played. And that's not to say that it's better than every single Mario game. Mario Odyssey is pretty hard to beat, but I just feel like that game does so much right. In the way it executed its gameplay, its art style is really great. But I do have to say there's issues with the graphics because of its art style. But it's still a pretty great game overall. I'd highly advise you guys check it out. I have a review up on the channel if you're thinking about getting it. But the game is coming to Switch, and ironically, I remember on Twitter when someone asked them, would it be coming to Switch, and they were like, "No, it's never coming to Nintendo Switch, bruh." They're like, never. You were subbed to Dashi for how long? I don't even really. I would sub to. I was sub to Dashi for a little bit, but I forgot I was sub to him. Like, I don't really unsub all that much unless like I start getting feed from a channel and I didn't realize I subbed to them at one point. Like, that's when I start unsubbing, bro. That's when I start unsubbing. Like, I'll be like, oh, I subbed to the channel. Oof. I've been unsubbed from Game Grumps for years. I do not like Aaron anymore. Like, his name is Ecoraptor, yeah, but that doesn't justify the way he acts. He acts like he's above everyone and everything. It's like, he's like the ultimate brainlet. It hurts to a degree. But I hope A Hat in Time comes to every platform physically, because a lot of games have been, especially indie games in particular, that have come to Switch have been getting these little have been getting physical versions, and that would be really nice to see, especially from A Hat in Time. Oh, I forgot. My bad. I muted my mic for a second. All right, so drop all them screen pixel. What I want you to do is I want you to drop all of those screenshots into my Discord. If y'all got screenshots, drop them into my Discord. We're eviscerating on stream. I want it to go to the Smash stuff first, but I should talk about the Madden tournament stuff because I feel like we should play homage to the people who are there. All right. No matter how you feel about the game, Madden or whatever, they're esports players, and I feel like they deserve their respect. You know what I mean? So, crap. I forgot that I didn't get their names. Madden tournament shooting. I will not be saying the name of the guy who killed the players. But everybody else, they would get their names said because they deserve to be. What happened? Did my mic like poop? Rip Shadic's mic. Oh dear, lol, oof. Oh yeah, talking about my screw up. Yeah, nah, I clicked the mic audio to mute for a second because I had to cough and I was like, But let's talk about this. All right, so. The two who died that weren't the shooter were Elijah Clayton, also known as your boy was also known as Eli Trueboy Clayton, and the other player was Taylor Spot Me Please Robertson. And these two people did not deserve to die. All right, the dude who shot them got upset because he lost a game. You want to know the worst part in all of this, right? You can see a laser on like the dude. I'm not gonna show the video of the shooting. I was originally gonna do it, but that's disturbing, and I know some people wouldn't be ready for it. But you can see a laser pointing on a dude's shirt when you're watching the stream, and you hear the stream cut. Everybody's getting shot. It's really just incredibly disturbing, and the fact that anyone would think about doing this disgusts me. The person who shot up, and he killed himself afterwards. Like, mental illness does not justify him. It's come out by the Associated Press that, oh, he had mental illness. Mental illness does not justify him killing people. Does not justify him injuring people and ruining their time at a tournament. He's a piece of subhuman filth, and I hope if there is an afterlife, he gets into the worst possible situation. He does not deserve any ounce of respect. And I hope future generations take this and look at it. This is not how you're supposed to be. He is a coward, and he is actual garbage. He is the epitome of human feces. He is the annoyance in society that keeps coming back up.
Hearts are heavy here as we learn the names of the two victims who died.
No. CNN thing started playing. But, like, I'm gonna talk about this, all right? Because there are many debates going around. First thing is, this is not the media is trying to use this situation as to use video games as a scapegoat for, getting proper gun laws in the United States are ridiculous. You're almost as bad as the shooter, because you're trying to take a medium of entertainment that people a lot of the time use to calm themselves down, use to escape, all the stuff in their life that usually makes them happier in life, and you're trying to get that taken away. You're trying to blame it for the actions of this idiot who decided to go overboard. Gaming is the only medium where you see this happen. When someone shoots up a movie theater, people don't blame the movies. They blame the shooter. When someone shoots up, like we just had in, I think again, and this was actually in Jacksonville, I know it's somewhere in Florida, this high school football game where people were shot up, they don't blame football. They blame the shooter. And then we get into this bigger talk about gun rights. I don't care who you are. You may say it's your right, it's my right to own guns. Okay, that's fine. I believe, people should have the right, but it shouldn't be a problem in the United States where we're having mass shootings every week. We should not be having these mass shootings back to back to back. Tell me, how is this justified? How does this in any way justify people being able to easily access guns like this? Like, tell me. Someone tell me. Because I understand that mental process that tells you, because someone, like, in every other, like, civilized, developed country, we're the only country that has these mass shootings back to back like this. Like, tell me. Video games shouldn't be your scapegoat. Like, this has been happening before video games were super mainstream. So again, somebody tell me, why is it this medium that becomes the scapegoat for politicians who don't want to introduce proper gun laws? They don't want to introduce proper mental health facilities. Then they try to say it's a mental health issue, but that just goes back to gun laws. If your gun laws allow someone with a mental health issue to acquire a gun, whether we've known beforehand or not, your gun laws are a part of the problem. But that's where I stand. Do I give it, like I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care about other people's opinions that much when it comes to gun laws. We can have a conversation here, but at the end of the day, I don't see any other way of working other than having stricter gun laws. Like, people want people to have driver's license. People want people to go to school for months for driver's license. But the minute you tell them, we should introduce stricter gun laws on on something that's meant to harm and kill other people, they don't want it. But when it comes to cars, it's like, we need better car laws. We need better laws for driving. Like, tell me how. If I remember correctly, only about a fifth of the nation actually owns guns. So only a fifth of the people in the United States believe they need to have a gun in their household. But, you know, that's just me. That's just me. Gun laws aren't strict. That's the issue. They aren't strict. They're obviously not strict enough if we're having these situations where people are getting shot up every other week. Like, to be honest, I feel like if like, say for instance, a school shooting happens, and I feel like the parents and the students should face full repercussions. It's ridiculous that you have them happening. Like, Jesus Christ. If a kid gets a hold of the parent's gun, not if the kid just gets it illegally. I don't believe in that situation. But if the kid gets a hold of a parent's gun who bought it legally, yeah. The shooter probably didn't have illegal access to a gun. It's not that hard to get a gun in the United States. The background checks aren't that deep. I've been to the gun store with one of my mom's exes. He bought a gun. It was easy for him to get it. It wasn't super hard. Like, that's the thing. I used to go to the shooting range. It's ridiculous the amount of power these guns have and how accessible they are. Like, why do you have gun stores? You would only have gun stores if they were that accessible. But that's me. I'll be right back. Gotta go to use the bathroom, guys, but I'll be right back. We'll take a quick break.
Let's blast through with sonic speed!
back. So, moving off of the topic of gun reform and stuff, you know, don't be too picky. I mean, someone's gonna get upset by my outlooks on guns. I really don't care. But at the end of the day, that's how I felt. Now, to expand on the situation with the Madden stuff, people are thinking they can be edgelords. More specifically, Dylan Thomas, local boy cried wolf, who is actually subhuman filth. He is actually the epitome of what you get when you he's not even human, bro. He's not even subhuman. He's a rat. All right, and let's call him sub-rodent filth, because he is the biggest piece of garbage I've seen today, this week. He's the only person that I think has the mental, like, their mental capacity is so low that they thought they could possibly think this was funny, especially in a time where the gaming community is mourning over the loss of esports players. Especially when we're trying to fight back against this agenda being pushed by mainstream outlets that video games cause violence, when time and time again, it's proven scientifically that video games either do the reverse or have no effect at all on people. So let's talk about this, all right? Let's talk about this piece of garbage. This piece of garbage. All right, so apparently, let's go. His @ is DHT Dylan. The edgy Sonic. Right? The first thing we're going to do is we're going to examine the mind of a brainlet. See, brainlets don't actually think. They don't actually have proper thoughts. Now, he hides from criticism under the guise of dark humor. But he does not realize there's a time and a place. I'm someone who very much enjoys dark humor. I grew up with comedians like Dave Chappelle, with comedians like Chris Rock. Dark humor is not, it's in terms of like enjoying it, I enjoy it, but that does not mean you act like an immature piece of subhuman filth. And that's what he's doing. So he tries to make it seem like, oh, I'm just doing dark humor so I can hide away from criticism. Just because it's dark humor doesn't mean you can hide away from people criticizing your jokes for what they are. Because all it shows is your true intentions and that you have no empathy or sympathy for any type of human being. Like Jesus Christ. Like, what's wrong with what is actually mentally wrong with you for you to think this? I've made edgy and dark jokes in the past. That's fine. Some I regret doing because at the time it wasn't okay. But I've owned up to them. I say, oh, I'm sorry. That was not okay. He does not have the capacity to apologize. Instead, he tries to hide behind dark humor and put fuel to the fire. Because I'm going to tell you like this right now. Dylan Thomas, for the most part, is irrelevant. You want to know why Dylan Thomas keeps getting himself into drama? Because it keeps him relevant. He does not know how to maintain relevancy through positivity and positive vibes, guys. He only knows how to do things negatively. His brain does not say, oh, let me be a decent person and, not get into drama every other week with another person. Because his brain can simply not understand it. He simply cannot understand it. And then he names himself that edgy Sonic guy. A week ago, he was calling himself the iDubbbz, the Sonic iDubbbz. Which he wasn't. While I do not agree with everything iDubbbz does, iDubbbz can properly construct criticism. iDubbbz can give a valid argument. You, Dylan, cannot. Dylan, your brain is too small to understand these words, to understand their meaning and need them. But his pinned tweet is, wow, leave the internet for a day. Come back and see that no one can handle an edgy joke. I'm so shocked. Well, when you say in your tweet after 2 people died because some guy lost to them in Madden, no, they did not deserve to lose their lives because some idiot was mad and decided to shoot them over a video game. 2 people who had probably a great future ahead of them can't experience it. But you don't understand that, Dylan. That's what you don't understand. You don't understand how to be a human being. So he replied, all right, so we'll find the actual tweet. Like, he did the same thing Leafy did. Hide under the guise of satire, dark comedy. Oh, it looks like he deleted his, no, all right. So I'm assuming this dude called out. I'm assuming this was Miles. My internet is acting really bad today, guys. Richie Dick, Big Dead Alive. Okay, as long as you don't play Madden, you'll be fine. That was not funny. All you want. This is exactly. It could have happened at any gaming event. Even so, it shouldn't have. People are dead. People are dead because they wanted to play video games. People are dead because they wanted to play video games. And he had the audacity to sit there and say that they should have played Minecraft. They got what they deserved for supporting EA. You thought that was funny? You thought that was actually funny? Your brain sat there and told you this was funny? And then I forgot my boy Pixel. He came out. He came clutch. All right, hold up. We're gonna show this thing from Red Splat today. Because Red Splat, if you're there in the chat, if you're not, what's good? Shout out to Red Splat. We're gonna go to your tweet too, Pixel. All right, I'm gonna read it out. But all right, Red Splat said, "Man's tried to justify himself by saying just being edgy." My dude, how many people actually want to see you be edgy and joke about death and blaming it for EA? What Red Splat was basically saying is that the joke you made was out of bad taste. Because you don't like EA, nobody likes EA, it doesn't mean that you couldn't that joke was justified. You're trying to justify it by saying I'm being edgy or I'm having dark humor. Then he replies, if you think EA did it, you are retarded. Oh no, my ableism is showing. No, that's not what he was saying. What he was doing was responding to how poorly constructed your joke was. Because obviously you do not understand comedy and you don't understand when the time to joke is there. Again, we can joke about anything. I think anything has the right to be joked about, but there's a time and a place. As a black male in America, one of the biggest forms of comedy for us is comedy that, revolves around color, around race. Every black comedian you see does it. We can joke about our situation, and it makes it, the pill a little easier to swallow, and we can move forward and try to progress. But at the end of the day, it's still something that we can go back and we can laugh at. But we're not going to sit there and do that in the moment. You're not going to see people going and making jokes if when the kid who is influenced by white supremacy shot up that church. People weren't making jokes. It was sad because people died. But Dylan, you don't understand that. You're too much of a brainlet. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand this mentality. I don't understand this childish mentality. This made an edgy joke. Gonna sit back and wait for Dylan exposed. There's no Dylan exposed. See, this actually adds on to my argument earlier. He wants to have exposed videos made on him because he wants clout. This is marketing for him. Trying to live on the edge so that he himself can be relevant. But he knows he isn't. He just isn't. Because he killed off his links with everyone in the Sonic community. It's his fault. It's nobody else's fault that no one likes him. It's no one else's fault but his own. I don't care how you feel about any of the situations prior, but in every situation, it was somehow in his way, his own fault. No one pressures him to do it. No one pressures him to do anything. No one tells him if he doesn't do it, like the world is going to end. That's not how it works. Every decision could have been made on his own. But again, he decided to take that step forward into the stupid train, and he decided to ride it. Like, you're going to tell me that he, like you're going to joke about it? And you know what's worse? All right, let me go to my boy Pixel. Shout out to Pixel. Pixel, I wish you would have, my boy Shadic Mobile, Pixel, I wish you would have continued doing YouTube, bruh. I wish you could continue doing YouTube. You were actually doing pretty good. All right. This man encourages people in his Discord to make jokes about this horrendous event. And he'll make them a mod. He thinks this is funny. He thinks this is legitimately funny. That two people just lost their lives because of this. Come on. Like, how deep down the rabbit hole do you have to be to believe this? Tell me. Actually tell me how deep down the rabbit hole you have to be to believe that this is acceptable in this day and age. This would have never been acceptable. Ever. At any time. But because your brain is wired to not be on at all, and probably do the reverse and just slowly shrink over time, you just don't understand that this isn't okay. You don't. And it honestly upsets me. I don't know how to feel. I really don't. Because I feel anger. But I just want Dylan to be in a situation where he understands the ramifications of his actions. I really do. I want to see the ramifications of what he said and what he's done on the internet to come back and bite him in the butt. Because when that happens, he'll finally realize it's nobody's fault but his own. You cannot tell me that this is okay. You can't. There's no feasible way you can justify this. It's ridiculous. John, I'm pretty sure Florida's a concealed carry state. You can have guns in a store. You can have guns on you. There are laws that allow that. I don't think people realize that. Actually, I think it's open carry. Open carry states. Florida is sorry. All right, Florida is actually not an open carry state. 45 states allow it though. Dang. Concealed carry. As long as you have a concealed carry permit, bro, you'll be fine. I can't tell you what the gun laws are in Florida, but this dude Dylan is a Sonic tuber. And I've slowly pulled away because I don't like seeing the drama. If you guys never understood why I didn't interact with people in the Sonic community all like that, it's because of the drama. Because a lot of people act like drama queens, and Dylan has somehow found himself in almost every little spit of drama that has happened in the Sonic community. He feels like he needs to be there because, again, he feels like he needs to be relevant. He's just subhuman filth. And that's that. don't give him the time of day. If you have any of your friends that watch Dylan, tell them what he is. Tell them what he is. Tell him that he is trash. Tell him, do not watch him. Do not give him the time of day. Do not give him the ad revenue, because he doesn't deserve it. He doesn't. And I hope his Twitter account gets taken down for it. I'm sorry. That just, man, like that just, oh man, that just made me mad. I'm so sorry. That makes me so mad. So let's talk about Super Smash Brothers, and let's talk about this Final Smash meter debate. All right. Now, I'm on the side that I think it is stupid to implement the Super Smash, the Final Smash meter at any level. Because what people do, and this is the final argument on this. Like, you cannot sit here and tell me that meter makes it alright for moves to just OHKO you. The point of Final Smashes are for them to be broken. It's not like Guilty Gear. It's not like Street Fighter. It's not like any other fighting game. The Final Smashes in turn, like, they're technically the equivalents of that, but they're not at the same time, because they do not function the same. In other games, Supers and Ultimates and Ultras they're all impractical, if you understand what I mean. They're not made to be easy to hit. Final Smashes are made so you can easily hit your opponent. And they're made to do almost instant kills or damage. That out of the wazoo. Whereas with these other moves, they're impractical. You have to combo to them. You have to work for them. Even in Guilty, you can't pop one hit kill and just expect it to work. If the opponent blocks, you just take damage over time because you wasted the one hit kill. Like it's one of those things where I don't think people like can flag him. I mean, John, yeah, you can. If you didn't give him express consent, if he's used any of your music, you can flag him. But like, it's one of those things where it's like I don't understand the mentality, and I just think a lot of people in the Smash community just haven't played other fighting games. They haven't played real fighting games. They've only been playing a party game their entire life. This is coming from someone who plays other fighting games. Like, Smash meter doesn't need to be implemented. It will not add to the gameplay. It will only take away from it. Especially in Smash Brothers, where movement is the biggest thing, one of the biggest things you rely on, especially in neutral. But I don't know the Final Smashers. Trey, Jigglypuff is her Final Smash is literally made to insta-kill. Marth's Final Smash, metered in the trailer, killed at 20%. And being weaker doesn't mean they still aren't busted. Like, I don't think people don't understand that, though. They don't understand that just because it's metered or some of the moves may be slightly weaker, it doesn't take away from how broken they are. I don't think it should be included in tournaments at all. Like, that would, like, if I lose because someone pressed B, just because someone pressed the B button, and all they had to do was just run up to me while I'm guarding and press the B button, I would be mad. Because they go through shield. Like, that causes you get hit by that, never happen. Trey, what I'm saying is, no matter what, they go through shield, alright? And if you're playing competitively at a high level, literally someone could, if you're playing certain characters, especially slow ones, they will never be viable because Smash meter exists in the game. Jigglypuff's Final Smash literally fills up the entire screen. It's made to push you off of the screen no matter what. And if you hit her, you just get flung off the screen. Like, there's a difference between Final Smashes and Ultimates and Ultras and Supers and other games. They're not the same. They're made expressly for the reason of being broken. No matter what, no matter how you put it. Jigglypuff's is slow, but no matter what, it's gonna hit you. That's the issue, Trey. Like, you cannot tell me if you're playing on green greens or any stage, you can't sit here and tell me it should be legal when Yoshis exist. You will not win on Yoshis against a Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff, if meters are implemented, Yoshis will go from being Jigglypuff's worst stage to Jigglypuff's best stage. And Dreamland will become Jigglypuff even better for characters like Puff. You literally cannot dodge Jigglypuff's move. She literally fills up the entire screen. Do you not understand? Trey, oh my God. Like, is your brain, is there something wrong with your brain, bro? Like, when something goes through shield, it's broken. Like, I don't, like, Trey, this isn't a grab where you're going to do a small amount of damage. It's not situational, though. That's the thing. It's not situational. They're made for the express reason of being broken. Like, if you're Bowser, all you have to do is just aim to the person. That's all you have to do is aim, punch, and they're gone. Have you tried? No. Like what? Oh my God. Oh my God, Trey. Oh my God, Trey. There are things that literally just will not work. There are things that just would not work as Final Smashes in competitive play. Like, they go through shields. We saw that with King K. Rool's in the latest gameplay. It went through Snake's shield and he just died. Like, you cannot sit here and tell me that because they have a meter that it means that this is competitive. You obviously don't understand how fighting games work if you're trying to justify it like that, bro. Like, I'm telling you, man, like, you just don't understand fighting games at that point. I'm sorry. Like, I don't understand why people do not understand, like, Final Smashes are made for being broken. They're not made for competitive play. Oh my God. Trey, if you're banning Final Smashes, then don't, if you're banning specific characters' Final Smashes, then why implement them in the first place? Trey, that's the issue. You can't ban one and not ban all of them, bro. This isn't like Street Fighter Third Strike where you had a character that was made as a joke, like Gil, to be extremely busted. Like, Bayonetta in Smash 4, you want to know why Bayonetta in Smash 4 wasn't banned? It's because you can still beat her. It's because of the way that, like people wanted Bayonetta banned while she carries people really hard. Excuse me. She can still be beaten and outplayed. You can't really outplay half of this. You can't outplay half of these Final Smashes. Like, Marth, you can say, "Oh, I don't ever get hit by Marth's forward smash." Not forward smash. His final smash. But literally, like, if he gets his final smash in the middle of a nair, all he has to do is literally press B. It's over. You lost. Like, what? You can't tell me like that's not. These aren't like supers, bro. Smash doesn't work off of the, oh, I have a certain amount of health system. It works off of the, I'm gonna blow you off of the screen system. No, Trey, you can't do that. That's not how that works, bro. That's just not how it works. It's better to keep them banned from competitive play. Like, just play with them in casuals. Like, you're trying to justify it by saying ban some stages, but then it doesn't work. It doesn't work like that, bro. Because by that logic, I should just ban Yoshi's because Ganondorf, it kills at like 50-60% on floaties. No, that's not how it works. Final Smashes will just one-hit kill. It's just not fair. It's just completely not fair in that situation. Because you can still outplay Ganon with a character like Puff. Because guess what? He can't recover. There's no outplaying a lot of these Final Smashes. They just exist for the express purpose of giving, everybody an even playing field in the sense that everything is broken. There are specials that one-hit kill in the game as it is. None of them one-hit kill. None of them one-hit kill. The closest thing to anything one-hit killing, the only thing that from 0%, the only thing, or from anything from 20% below that you can even argue, you can't even really argue this, is maybe Rest doesn't even kill, Rest kills at 30 or 40% in Smash 4. It's really hard to argue any move that does that. Even 9, you have to have damage and it's RNG, and with the rest of Game & Watch's moveset, you can't just do raw 9s and it just work. You can do raw Final Smashes and they just work. It takes no skill to hit them. That's the thing. They take no skill and they just break the game. That's how competitive games work. You ban things because they don't work in the entire meta. Game & Watch's bucket has to be literally, you have to catch projectiles. It only works with projectile characters. And 9 Hammer doesn't one-hit kill unless there's enough damage for it to kill. If you get a 9 when there's when the character has no damage, fully charged bucket, you have to have fully charged bucket with projectiles. And they have to be projectiles that are energy projectiles. You would have to actually be the worst at the game for that to happen. From 0%. From 0%, you would literally just have to be shooting into the bucket from the beginning of the game and wanting him to do that. At that point, you just outplay him. You just don't shoot projectiles. You literally just don't shoot projectiles to his bucket. Again, Trey, your argument's invalid. This isn't like Corn. When Corn first came out, Corn had a counter that killed from 0%. Guess what? They fixed that. That's something that can be fixed. If you nerf Final Smashes, at that point, they're either useless or they're really broken. There's no in between. Because they serve no other purpose but to be broken, bro. I'm kind of done with this because this is just silly. The arguments you're making are really invalid. Because they haven't affected competitive play at all. You could have argued a Touch of Death. But even then, Touch of Death exists in most fighting games. Touch of Death combos exist in most fighting games. The reason Bayonetta, I don't even get mad at Bayonetta anymore. It's because Touch of Death combos exist in every fighting game. While it's irritating in Smash especially. Fighters, doggone every Marvel game has Touch of Deaths. They just exist. That's just a thing that's been in the ladder combo. You mean the Touch of Death combo? Yeah, that exists in other fighting games. You can still technically beat out that. That's the thing. There are Final Smashes you can't beat. They just exist like that, bro. Especially since all Final Smashes have been changed, so they just immediately hit, and they do what they have to do. I mean, it's not really one-sided. It's just I've provided arguments that are valid. Bro, you haven't provided any valid arguments. You're providing arguments that have no basis when they're all non-issues. The closest thing to an issue is Bayo's ladder combo, and even then, it's I hate the term just smash the eye out of it because it's hard to do it, but you can do it. Pikachu is the Bayo counter. Pikachu beats out Bayo by a ton. So she isn't broken to the point where she can't be beaten. She just wins. She's just a really, really good character. She's the equivalent of Ken or Chun-Li in Street Fighter Third Strike. Again, Smash players just don't understand fighting games. I just think that's what it is. They don't. It's casuals trying to implement things in a competitive game, in the competitive side of the game, that don't fundamentally make sense. I've seen that Mario's Final Smash doesn't kill. I'm saying in most situations, they kill. If you hit them, they will just kill. Or they'll do so much damage that you can get a kill off of like a throw, or by tilting, or by doing any aerial. Like it's ridiculous. But again, I'm gonna move off the subject because I think your point is moot. It just holds no ground. Pikachu and Sonic's Final Smashes in Smash Ultimate are different. And even then, if they haven't killed, they can still kill. That's the thing. You've seen them not killed, but I don't want to run the risk of dying to it just because someone popped B. That's not situational. That's not how it works, Trey, bro. That's not how it works. Like, Trey, they're super practical to do. There's no repercussions for doing Final Smashes, man. There's no repercussions for it. They don't all do, but too many of them do it, bro. Like I don't think you understand this. Like, Jesus Christ, what is not getting to your brain? Like, what is it that you're not understanding? But I don't know. I'm gonna move. Like I said, I'm gonna move off of it, bro. Like I gotta move off of it. The last thing is the Smash community is actually toxic. Cause let's talk about this, bro. Oh my God, Trey, like if you want to actually debate this, bring legitimate points. The reason I say they can kill, the reason I say, I'm not giving you a bunch of, these are literally just the situations where they'll immediately work. You can't tell me like stuff like jigs does not work. You cannot tell me that doesn't work. You can tell me where Marth just doesn't work. And that literally, if you're playing at a high level, these players are going to hit it. These are high level players. They're legitimately not low level players. They're high level players. They're going to hit it. You don't want to lose to something that can kill you just because it hits you. In Street Fighter, you don't lose to a super just because it hits you. In Smash, you will lose to a super just because it hits you. Or let me say a Final Smash. You will lose to Final Smashes just because they hit you. That shouldn't be a thing. Again, like I said, your points are moot. They don't fit in with the competitive play. Because if they haven't in the past, they don't now. That's not how it works. It's not like they changed them all to just do damage. And like to just do 20% raw damage. And even then, I'd still be mad at it. I still wouldn't think they would fit into competitive play. They take no skill to hit. They exist for the exact. Oh my God. You can still miss is not an argument for it, bro. This isn't about outplaying it. Like, you're not going to sit here and tell me that DDD is going to have an easy time dodging Marth's Final Smash. You're not. Same thing with anything that covers full screen. You're just not. Your justification is that they can miss is weak. It's just really, really weak. Like I said, it's not like with Bayo. Bayo, you can get out of her moves. It's hard to do so, but you can get out of all of her moves. But all of her moves don't just immediately kill you. But again, I end that there. Like Trey, I'm dropping it. I'm gonna drop it here, bro. Because you're literally saying just because they can miss that it should be legal. That's not how it works. You can miss an item, don't mean it should be legal. Think about that. You can miss an item, it don't mean it should be legal though. There's a reason why they banned. You can miss an item, don't mean it should be legal. But let's talk about the toxicity in the Smash community when it relates to how it treats its players, especially top level players, and how how top level players expect, I guess, like special treatment. So I've been watching Omni lately, and like I agree with a lot of the points he brings up. The officials don't matter. This is what the community says, bro. I don't think you understand how that works. Like Omni, he makes the great point from like I think the thing that got me is and this was with the Melee community, and this was how like Hungrybox has been treated over the years, because Hungrybox is treated as a villain because like people think Bayo is bad. But people in the Melee community, like Jigglypuff is the Bayo of Melee. Because the way you have to fight Jigglypuff is kind of like the way you have to fight Bayo. It's annoying and people do not like it. And while I do not like what Captain Zack and Lima did at, say for instance, Smash 4 Grands Evo, and I think they're man-childs, they try to hide under the guys that they're 16 and 17 and, I didn't understand. You understood full and well. You're at, an event being streamed to hundreds of thousands of people. It's not a joke anymore. I don't like the way, like, there's a situation with Hungrybox. Hungrybox chose to play the character. He gets attacked. I don't think Bayonetta players should be inherently attacked because they choose to play Bayonetta. Same way. But he hasn't done really anything that's inherently childish for him to get flagged. The only thing in the past few years that the Hungrybox would even remotely deserve flack for is the coaching thing at Evo last year, I believe. It was last year, I think. It's just ridiculous that the Melee community and the Smash 4 community, just the Smash community as a whole, is as toxic as it is, bro. Like, you have the Melee community that ostracizes anyone who doesn't play their game and doesn't play basically Fox or Falco, and they use the game's mechanics and then try to tout their mechanics as the best. He'll give Final Smash Meter a chance. I mean, just because you give it a chance doesn't mean it'll be in the game. Like, it's not about giving something a chance. Like, it's about how it affects the game. Oh, I give it a chance doesn't mean it's going to be good for play. Like, it's one of those things. I mean, you can have your thought. I mean, I think your thought is stupid, but it's a thought at the end of the day. But it like Melee players especially have this sense of entitlement that I have never seen in any other game. You have like players like Amada. While I understand you may not want to play on your preferred, you not be able to play on your preferred controller. Like, this man quit an entire tournament because his controller just it didn't feel right. Like, I've never seen that. You have to have CRTs. You can't use, these high-end flat panels or whatever. It's just one of those things that annoys me. Smash 4 players act like children, like with the booing at Evo. Like, they were booing Mistake on the stage. It shouldn't have been. Like, that was childish. Like, MVD shouldn't have to get up and tell people you shouldn't be booing. That's stupid. That's actually legitimately stupid. But, like, I've never seen something like that. Melee treats Xbox like crap, but, they, like, it's such a double-edged sword. Like, I love the Smash community, but at the same time, it's just a bunch of sweaty man-children who don't shower. Oh no, that's my spiel on the Smash community. Games I've been playing recently. I've been playing Overwatch a little bit, like not a lot, just a little bit. I've been enjoying that. Overwatch is pretty fun. It's bad though now. Like the balance in that game is broken. Like Brigitte or whatever her name is, and Mora, those shouldn't be characters in any shooter. Like I've never seen something so broken in my life. Like Brigitte should not just be able to hit you and just continuously hit you and you just die. You just have to accept it. Like I've never seen something so unbalanced. Like Jesus Christ, how did Blizzard allow for that to happen? Like it is actually a travesty in and of itself, and it annoys me. It annoys me, to be honest. The other game I've been playing is other games I've been playing are BlazBlue Central Fiction and BB Tag. BB Tag is actually a terrible fighting game. Don't buy it. I only have it because I game shared it with my friend Derpy, and I play that game when I just want to hit one button to DP and feel good about myself. Because I've been playing BlazBlue Central Fiction, and I suck at BlazBlue Central Fiction, but it's a real fighting game. Like, and what worries me about especially Arc System Works going forward is they've been having these simplified fighting games like Fighters and BB Tag, and they've already announced the next Guilty Gear is going to be watered down for brainlets. So I'm kind of scared that Guilty Gear is just going to not be what it was. Like Guilty Gear, one of the things I've always appreciated it for is like its complexity. Like while it's not the most complex fighting game on the planet, it always made me feel like I had to think about stuff in the game. It never made me feel like, oh, this is easy. There's actually like Ramnathal. She's a character with auto combos, but if I remember correctly, she isn't like really all that great. If I remember the tier list correctly, I might be remembering it wrong. But it's one of those things where it like they don't allow you to turn off auto combos in Fighters and BB Tag. The games just rely on you being able to hit a button really well, and all the auto combos are good. Like none of them are bad, and when you don't get outplayed, you get out charactered. You get out charactered in those games. Like you just win because of character advantages. It's ridiculous. Welcome back, Trey. It's just ridiculous when you win. Like people complain about Bayonetta and Smash. You haven't played a modern Arc System game. Doggone Fighters is stupid. Like that Cell Goku or that Cell Bardock and like Goku Black meta was the worst thing I've ever seen in any fighting game. That was the most disgusting display. Like it's the most disgusting display of a broken character roster that I've seen. Like Bayonetta does not hold a candle to that, bro. Like that's actually broken. Same thing with BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle isn't even a fighting game. Neither is Fighters. Fighters is a beat 'em up with what is it called? Fighters is a beat 'em up with Marvel mechanics, and BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle is a mobile phone tapper. I say mobile phone tapper. It doesn't even deserve the moniker of fighting game because of how awful and disgusting that game is. It disgusts me how bad BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle is. You can say, oh, there's so much content. No. Half of the content is hidden behind a $20 paywall that if you don't cough up, Arc System is just going to say, oh, you got to pay for this. It was announced a year prior that the game was going to have 20 character DLCs. I mean, a $20 character, you had to pay $20 for half of the roster, basically. They're a lot behind that $20 paywall. People try to justify it when all of the characters have basically come out within the past, like, 3 or 4 months. So they were planning off of rip to rip off people and rip off their wallets. Because they knew the Ruby fans were going to buy it. Because I'm going to tell you something like this. Ruby fans are just closeted weeaboos. That's all they're not even closeted weeaboos. They're the weeaboos who tried to denounce MMDs but like them now because Ruby is just basically just one ugly big poop stain of an MMD, and that's what they like. But I don't know. I mean, BlazBlue's story, while it's always interested me, it's actually pretty garbage. Like it's always interested me because they write all this stuff. And I like that they write all this stuff, but it makes no sense at all. It just makes no sense. Like Street Fighter has a more well-constructed story, and the timeline for Street Fighter is scattered all over the place, man. It's ridiculous. Like, I think it goes like 1, it goes like 1, 3, 2, 4, then 5 and alpha or something like that. It's really weird. No, it's confusing because it's just poorly written, man. And DLC is getting out of hand in general, but like Arc System Works has always been bad with DLC. They like, you think Capcom is awful with their fighting games? Arc System Works re-released BlazBlue Continuum Shift like 3 times. Continuum Shift 2 admittedly was a free update, but like Extend and like Extend Plus, and then like Extend for Chrono Phantasma, that's ridiculous. They come out with these over-glorified patches, character patches, alright? Like, Guilty Gear Xrd signed to Revelator, I could understand. But Revelator to Revelator 2 is literally a balance patch. That's what that is. It's a balance patch with 1 additional character, but you have to pay an extra $20 on top of the $20 you paid for Revelator 1. So you're essentially having to pay $40 for a balance patch, and it's stupid. And while Rev 1 feels different, in the sense that some characters' moves are changed, it doesn't justify a $20 balance patch. And that's what angers me so much about Arc System Works nowadays. And like, Arc System Works has made some fantastic games. Like the Guilty Gear Xrd series, just Guilty Gear as a whole is great, but the Xrd games are really, really good. And it upsets me that they're, using these business practices to siphon as much money from them. My bad. My bad. Third Strike is at the end of the timeline. It's 1, 2 alpha. No, is it 1, 2 alpha 4? No, I think it's 1, 4, 2 alpha or something like that. Or alpha, it's alpha and something. It's weird. I can go look on it on Street Fighter 5 afterwards. I don't know. Yeah, Rev 2 as a DLC costs $20, bro. It only works if you have Rev 1. So you have to buy Rev 1 from Rev 2 to get Rev 2. That's how it works, bro. Like, you can buy it as a game for $20, but if you wanted the DLC, well, no, if you wanted to buy it as a game at launch, I think it was either 40 or 60. But if you bought Rev 2 as DLC, it was $20, which I think is actually asinine. Like, it's actually stupid, bro. Like, I'm ranting and rambling today, bro. Like, today, so many things have just made me mad, like, over the weekend, bro. I just needed to vent. Like, this isn't even the Shadic zone, man. This is the Shadic yells at people and tells them their opinions suck. And he also tells them, he also screams at people for being scumbags. So, if you want me to tell you your opinion sucks, message me your opinion on, like, Twitter or something. I don't know. Or during the podcast. I'll eviscerate you on the podcast. Anyone can catch hands. Well, I don't know. Tell me some stuff y'all guys been looking into, and then, like, I guess I'm gonna end the stream in, like, 5 or 6 minutes, or not even 5 or 6, maybe 10, 20 minutes. It depends. I may even go for another half an hour, so it depends. It really depends on you guys, like, how you feel. Shadic's vent zone. I know, bro. I can't yell about it at college, because nobody will understand, and the people who, my friends won't understand. Let me say that. I'm the guy who's into, like, all the into video games and anime and stuff. Like, my friends, they like anime and stuff, but they don't really watch anime. They watch, like, a few of the mainstream stuff, but they don't watch, like, they don't watch no A-Rekas or no Evangelions, cause they ain't about that life. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's like one of those things. Like, comes with the territory. Not surprised now. Where are you talking about how games, like, this has actually been a prevalent issue, especially in Japanese fighting games. But in Japan, in general, I guess they're more accepting the DLC? I don't know. I just really don't know, man. Bay, and why who is your favorite Nintendo Bay, and why is she Breath of the Wild Zelda? Well, actually, my favorite Nintendo female character is Rosalina. And then I'd say it's Zelda. It's, like, really hard for me to choose between Zelda and Rosalina. because like Rosalina is actually a goddess, and she was the size of a spaceship, and I was like, that's cool. And then she like just destroyed everything. I was like, that's cool. Hey, you're my favorite female Nintendo character. But then you have Breath of the Wild Zelda, and that's like the best iteration of Zelda. Like, I already like Zelda as a character, especially because like Tetra was my favorite character from Wind Waker, and Tetra really solidified like what like helped solidify like strong female characters in just the gaming media, or just in media in general for me. And I really liked Tetra, and when she got revealed as Zelda, it just like really just shocked me, and I was like, whoa, dude. Even though I should have known she was gonna be Zelda, like Sheikah's Zelda in Ocarina of Time. I always feel like Zelda as a whole, she isn't always represented to a whole for a character. Like Zelda in a lot of especially in the 3D games, she's just such an interesting character, and that's why I like her so much in the 3D games. Like in the 2D Zelda games, she's just more of a damsel in distress in those games. But in the 3D games, she puts up a fight. In Breath of the Wild, she sends like a god ray down and helps to kill Ganon. And in doggone Wind Waker, she's a pirate. She's a pirate captain. Like, it's not like, oh, she's one of the crew. She is the captain of the ship. And then in like what is it called? In Ocarina of Time, she's a doggone ninja assassin. Like, come on, bro. Come on. Like, you can't tell me, bro. Like, yeah, I'm gonna do flight tomorrow. Oh, I wish you luck, Trey. I mean, you and your venting, shooting down opinions, etc. Well, it's not about shooting down opinions. Like, if you can't argue your opinion to me, I don't like, if I don't see your opinion as like valid in the sense that I don't feel like your argument's strong, then it's just like automatically it just makes no sense to me. Like, if you don't have a strong argument for your opinion, it's one of those things where I feel like it's like one of those things. Like, if someone says something bad about something you like, and you feel like you can't defend it, then what was the point of you defending it, trying to defend it? Like, even like when like someone like has an opposite opinion of mine, I've always tried to like debate with them. I like debate, but I don't like useless debate. Like, I had a friend in high school in science, and we used to always debate politics. I'm a left-leaning guy, he's a right-leaning guy. But at the end of the day, we would bring up points. He knew not to waste my time with frivolous like arguments, and I knew not to waste his time with any frivolous arguments either. Like it's just like people do not know how to argue. I feel like the biggest issue is people don't know how to argue. People try to argue non-issues rather than arguing issues or arguing valid points. Like, Trey, earlier, the reason why I was like your stuff was being quote unquote shot down was because they're non-issues. You know what I mean? Like there's a reason the Final Smash meter debate exists. It's because Final Smashes are an issue at hand. Like there's like, I would love if we had some type of super or something in Smash Brothers, but I don't think it should be that easy to execute. Nor do I believe Final Smashes are the way to go. I feel like Final Smashes should be relegated only to casual play and not in competitive play. I would like to see them implement some type of, like, I want to see custom moves come back, but I don't want to see them come back in competitive play because it's really dumb trying to fight against them, say for instance. But I feel like characters should have, like, maybe a super with a meter, but not Final Smashes. Final Smashes, just, that should not be, that's not the way. Like, it's an easy input. There's no real repercussion to doing them. The game just rewards you for doing them instead of punishing you for it. It's one of those situations where you can say, oh, it's situational, but there's nothing negative to be gained by doing them and only positives. And then when those positives come out, you win. Like, that's why I so vehemently was disagreeing with you. It's because, like, you were arguing non-issues. You were saying, well, Game & Watch, but Game & Watch's bucket, say for instance, you were bringing that up. But it's hard to you can't exploit that really unless the character has like beam energies. Like, I was hearing you out. It's just like, I've heard the same argument over and over again. And like it's like if like say for instance, tell me this, like Dre, how many other fighting games have you played? Like when you look at like, and I'm not saying just because you haven't played, Stanley hasn't played other fighting games that they can't argue it, but when you haven't seen how different Final, like a lot of people try to equate Final Smashes to other fighting games like Ultimates and Supers when they're not the same. Like if I showed you what a one-hit kill was in Guilty Gear, it's a one-hit kill. You kill them in one hit, but it's so hard to hit the one-hit kill move that it's impractical, and you'll like never see it. Like Final Smashes aren't impractical. If they were impractical, then they would have been implemented in the game long ago. They weren't not in the game because they were items. They were not in the game because Final Smashes are broken. You know what I mean? You have to look at it at a whole. I was looking at all perspectives, because like on the stream I even said, I was like, oh, that's cool, you know, maybe we should implement Final Smashes. I started out thinking that way, but then the more I thought about it and, you know, I collected all my thoughts, I was like, no, it's dumb. Like it's Final Smashes are actually dumb. I would not want that. And you have to look at that whole picture. Like, I do look at, do you think they'll add Waluigi in Smash since I don't think they'll add Waluigi as playable. The thing people don't understand is Waluigi is only popular in the West and that's mostly North America. He's not popular in Japan. There's like Nintendo, especially Nintendo Japan, they actually view him as a trash character. They have him there to be trash. Like that's the entire shtick of his character. He's not even the underdog. He's below the underdog. That's like why I think it'd be cool to have him in Smash. I don't think as a playable character, because he's an assist trophy. I don't think he'll ever be implemented as playable unless Sakurai is really, really trying to listen to people and there's another Smash ballot. That's the only way I can see it happening. But I don't know. Guys, tell me how you feel in that comment section if you watched that, because I'm about to end this. I want to say thank you to everybody who came out. I really appreciate you guys listening to me yell about video games and about people being idiots. This has been your man Shadicstick. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Share this video with your friends, and I'm out of here. Peace. Kiss. Again, thank you guys. I really do appreciate it. I had fun today, so we can do this again sometime on Sunday. My stomach hurts. I'm gonna go poop. But we out here. Peace. Kiss.